Hey guys, welcome to Snowbreak Containment Zone. So we have here our April tier list, and let's see where Nerida lands for this month. So to start off our April tier list, we don't have much change for tier 5. It's still Haru the Ace and Nita Hands. Nita Pulse will be arriving in our May tier list, so check that out. May is actually just around the corner, and we do have to wait for her gun, her manifestations, and for her logistics and test her out. Next up is going to be tier 4. Also no change. Again, Marian here. I was thinking of bumping up because of her, her support for Nerida because of, I think, Chaos resistance decrease is what she gives, but it's gonna be only for Nerida, so definitely I'm gonna be asking her to stay put. We do have a lot of supports already for Nerida, so she stays at tier 4. No change at tier 4 again. So for tier 3, we do have Marion Swift, still Fenny, Akasha Redacted, and Series the Goldfish. I was able to promote one up to tier 2 because of the emergence, the emergence of Nita Pulse in our game. So without further ado, tier 2, we do have Yao Quiet Quitter increasing in value, since if the trend is going to require more healers in our game, especially that we started with Nita Pulse in terms of her kit, definitely she is going to be one of our best healers. We do only have 3 healers, by the way. So again, it is going to be obvious that her value is going to be going up, especially if you're a Nita user. The rest of the tier 2 has no change at all, so we proceed to tier 1. So for tier 1, we do have another change, another increase. So Chenxing the Observer has gone up to tier 1, previously at tier 2. Again, the reason would be an added help for Nita Pulse. The rest is kind of the same. And just want to comment on, I've seen a lot of comments recently on my videos for Nerida that there have been a lot of skill type DPS in our game. I actually noticed that, but once you try to count all the skill type and the ballistic type DPS, it's there's only small variance in the number of operatives, especially if you try to count per per level. So let's disregard tier 3. So for tier 2, you have DPS type skill, 3 skill, 2 ballistic. For tier 1, you do have 2 ballistic, 3 ballistic even, and 1 skill. So again, it's gonna be balancing out eventually. I thought it was a big discrepancy, but as you go up to tier 5, we do have a new participant here. We do have HL going back to tier 0.5 because of her value increases in terms of using Nita Pulse, and the rest are the same. I was tempted on bringing Marion Riptide up, but definitely she is going to be, unless if we do have a couple of operatives that would include her in their skill rotation and their team DPS, definitely she's gonna move up. But for now, I don't think so. She will still remain there. The only big bump that she has given recently is going to be bumping Nerida's team DPS. So the skill rotation would include Marion Rip type. So again, going back to the damage type for tier 0.5, ballistic is again 2. Your skill type is 2. So kind of balanced in a way. Let's see our tier 0. So obviously we do have Nerida, Styx Envoy there. Okay, we'll go to her later. So again, in terms of skill, ballistic, it's not a big discrepancy, guys, as you may thought, as you may have thought, in terms of how many skill or ballistic DPS or skill DPS has been. They have been dominating recently. But in terms of the ratio, it's not really that much. Okay, so we'll go to Nerida. Why she's here? Nerida, you have to take her to M3. Fortunately, we could farm for her copies up until M5. M5 is really good, but once you reach M3, definitely her tier 0 ranking is worth the right now. Definitely at M0, I have her at M0 right now. She can't outduel Cherno, but once you take her to M3, she's going to outduel Cherno in terms of damage. Okay, she's gonna be, in terms of mobbing, she is gonna be, I think she's gonna be better as well, and her burst damage is gonna be better. Okay, the only the only problem she has is in dealing damage with multi-part multi-part bosses, which Cherno has clearly the advantage there. But if you can see the top tiers, multi-part is not going to be an issue because you can take them part by part anyway. But as far as the comparison between Cherno and Nerida, only Cherno only leads in the multi-part damage. That is it. So more or less at this point, Nerida's damage at M3 is going to be bonkers, especially if you have her gun, her signature weapon at single copy. It's a 40+% damage increase versus her SR weapon, and once you take her to her signature weapon to 2 copies or to tier 2, the damage from the SR weapon is going to be at 80%. 80% up. So that is a big damage difference between her SR and her SSR weapon. Again, I think Nerida will be a heavy investment. Not really a heavy investment, but she will require investment for her to be at tier 0. Similar to Katya Dawnwing, which required the same bulk of investment, basically. So that is it. That is the tier list. Again, guys, comment down in the comment section what do you think of Nerida Styx Envoy. What are your thoughts on the tier list for April? And hopefully we could have another tier list soon as Nita Pulse comes in May 1. So guys, thank you very much for staying this far. Take care, stay safe. This is the Warden, and I'm out of here.